In the Old Testament, we hear about pillars of fire, fire falling from the Lord. That's God, right? Everyone immediately recognizes it as God. But in 2023, we're like, oh, that's the government with laser beams. What?
Air was so hot that all of the wheels of the cars have melted. All of the aluminum has melted. You can see it just like water.
And in case you were wondering, aluminum melts at 1,221 degrees Fahrenheit. Man, that's a pretty hot fire. But hang on a second. You mean to tell me all those trees with foliage on them didn't burn up? I did also notice that the asphalt is very much intact after such a hot fire, including the pavement markings and the pavement reflectors. And one might begin to wonder, how hot does it have to get for asphalt to melt? Oh, close to about 343 degrees Fahrenheit. What's even more interesting is that NASA has lasers that can send laser light to the ground with such precision. I mean, if the Department of Defense believes in space lasers enough so much to create a space-based laser program to study how useful they could be for a military weapon, why shouldn't we believe in them?
Normal place. One-time payments of $700 per household to folks who've been displaced, so they can do the immediate things of just taking care of medications and prescription that they so badly need. FEMA also authorized one-time payments of $700 per household to folks who've been displaced, so they can do the immediate things of just taking care of medications and prescription that they so badly need.
They need real help. $700? That's what you think the American people are worth after they lost their homes, their lives, their businesses? Many children have perished in the fire and they've died, and you offering them $700 as a one-time payment?
In January of this year, Maui had the Smart City Conference, where they said Maui would turn into a smart city. And essentially the plan was to make the whole island dependent on electric, solar, and renewables. There's just one problem with that. The locals whose families have been there for generations refused to give up their land and sell their homes. And in September, Hawaii will be hosting the Digital Government Summit, where they're going to discuss AI's role in governing the islands. Okay. Isn't that strange? Like, all of this is happening in 2023.
Alright guys, I had to do this video. I had to. You can think I'm crazy, you can think I'm full of shit, I don't care. But I had to do this video. I'm trying to calm myself. Please, do your own research about this Maui thing. Please. I'm begging you to please do your own research. Kids were released from school to their houses without their parents home. 5 minutes before they were supposed to be evacuated. I'm talking about children fucking burnt in their houses without their parents. Okay, and if you think that they're going to treat anyone in America different, you're wrong. It is not even about that. Just do your own research. Protect your fucking family. And my next point is are we going to really let them do this to people in our name? In Americans' names? You want to know why people fucking hate us? Because these politicians and these elite, they go out, they buy lands, they take resources, they fucking burn down people's houses when they don't get what they want. We've seen this happen before. I'm talking about Boston, Massachusetts. I'm talking about, that era. The ones that know, okay? Go and do your own research. If you don't think history is repeating itself, if you don't think these people are not going to fucking get what they want, you're wrong. I've never in my life seen something like this. We're not going to question the fact that Jeff Bezos' properties didn't really get touched. We're not going to question the fact that Oprah Winfrey's, properties didn't get touched. They didn't get magically burnt down. We're not going to talk about how FEMA is withholding supplies to these people, but Oprah Winfrey's magically down here in the shelters giving out all this stuff. We're not going to talk about how we have realtors calling these people up before their dead bodies are not even cooled down, trying to buy this property from people. This is their home. This is where this is their land, and we're gonna let our people. We're gonna let these people. We're gonna let the elites that run our world in our name do these to these people.
Straight up, I'm officially ashamed to even be considered a white American. And it doesn't help that I'm fluorescent as fuck, as if Dracula had a love child with Casper the Ghost. It's 2023, so if we can no longer identify with our biological gender, then I'm officially no longer identifying with my biological ethnicity. Because I just found out the most messed up thing. And I strongly encourage you to do your own research into this and find out your own information. That way, you find it out for yourself. But this is what I just learned. George Washington, right? Did you know that there were indigenous Black people in the Americas, and they were Moorish Black people, and that the chopping of the cherry tree of George Washington was him officially cutting off their inheritance and their history from ever being remembered?
Wanting to do nothing but blame it on global warming and other things that just happened to pop into his head. When asked about it today, as he was getting into a car, perhaps coming home from the beach, where he has been spending a great deal of time, crooked Joe Biden, the most incompetent president in the history of our country, with a laugh and a smile, said he had no comment on the death and the tragedy. To say no comment is oftentimes fine, but to be smiling when you say it, especially against such a tragedy as this, is absolutely horrible and unacceptable. It is a disgraceful thing that Joe Biden refuses to help or comment on the tragedy in Maui, just as he refused to help or comment on the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, for a very, very long time. In any event, hopefully everyone will be able to pull together so that a horrible situation does not get even worse. To the families affected, I give you my love and sympathy. Nothing can ever replace your loved ones, but you will always have the memories and will feel their great love surrounding and embracing you. Together we will continue to carry their legacy forward, and I love you all very much. Thank you. The governor of the island.
Nicely to not visit part of your own country.
You guys gotta check out this full video. But the nerve, the caucasity of these howlies. And to the Native American sister, ayo, mahalo you for standing alongside us. One, Hawaii is its own country. And you saying that in your video shows how ignorant you is, because you don't even know nothing about our history. Maybe you should learn your own history. Look at what your ancestors did to the Native American people, the indigenous people of Mokuhonu, Turo Island, who welcomed you into their home with open arms, taught you guys what to eat and how to live. and made treaties with you guys just for you guys to break all of them and steal, kill, and destroy everything that they've ever known and loved. Scalped them. Did so many horrible things to them. And you guys get the nerve to say that our culture should be shared. No. If it's one thing that colored people, indigenous people have learned from white people, you guys just take till there's nothing left. Destroy our lands, poison our waters, so many horrible things, and yet so ignorant. So when people stand up to speak truth, you guys don't like. You guys hate hearing and seeing people of color stand up. Imagine all the Hawaiians, all the Native Americans, all of the African Americans, all of the people that was oppressed by the Western world. Imagine all of them bounded up together. We'd be one huge wave you guys would not even dare to come across. So I hope all of our indigenous peoples all around can reunite, because we're in the era of truth, where truth can come to light.
Suggested in 1990 that cause is irrelevant.
No, the cause is not irrelevant. You're living on Hawaiian land, Mr. Reese. What are you paying us for it? Nothing. Haoles are living on Hawaiian land. The military is squatting on Hawaiian land. The kind of government that we have is ruining Hawaiian language. That is not irrelevant.
And not
what
only
you need to understand is that, as Malcolm X pointed out, anger against white people is righteous anger.
Right. Well,
it is
Malcolm
not
X really
racism.
did, I know, but,
it's not racism, and so do I, and so do many other people of color.
And not only that, I think, but you've got to look at the circumstances. What Hanani said in her original letter is absolutely true.
That we'd be better off with one less Haole.
No, let me tell you what I'm saying. That all white people living in Hawaii benefit from that historical circumstance now, and that Hawaiians are still being denigrated because of it. And
Is that true of Japanese living here?
Well, the Japanese have a very different economic situation.
But I mean, are the Japanese living here, are the beneficiaries of land stolen from the Hawaiians, are they not?
Yes, they're beneficiaries of
Do you
land
think we'd
stolen,
be better
but
off
they
with
did
one
not.
less Japanese?
No, let me answer your question, Bob, because like so many white people, again, you refuse to look at your own history as being a white person. Japanese people were brought here as laborers. We are not speaking the Japanese language. We are speaking the Haole language. And why is that? Because your ancestors said that we cannot speak Hawaiian. Now, if you don't want to acknowledge that as racism, that's a problem I suggest you get over. But I acknowledge that
I certainly
as racism.
do acknowledge that as
fine.
racism.
Then do you expect people to say, "Oh, thank you so much for banning my language"? You don't think people have a right to resent bad treatment? You don't think they have a right to resent foreigners in their land?
I'm proposing
Hawaiian government officials in the areas that were just affected by the wildfires passed a law saying that that land could not be redistricted for new building permits unless some sort or some type of a serious natural disaster occurred. Serious natural disaster occurred. And what did we have happen through those 3 districts of very sacred land to the Hawaiians? A very serious natural disaster. I'm not going to get into space lasers and all of that shit, but people called their insurance companies after the fire, and the insurance companies, for the first time, informed them that there was zoning infractions on their land, so they would not honor their insurance policies. And within 24 hours of these people losing their homes, the same developers who the Hawaiian elders fought in court to have that law passed are already calling these people and making them offers for their homes. This is what happens when the government sticks their fingers in everything. The government's in the insurance industry. They're talking to people who are paying for their campaigns, which are the buyers of this land. And they say to these people, hey, let us know when they call you to get their insurance claims, and let us know when you deny them, so we can then give them a call right away and scoop in and swoop in and be the heroes. So they're going to get this land that they're going to develop into millions of dollars worth of property, and the Hawaiian elders are going to get fuck all. They're going to get screwed over. And this happens everywhere. There's too many coincidences for this not to be shady. Wake up.